found a man she could spend the rest of her life with. But after a series of shocking revelations, investigators now believe Zachary might have murdered Samira in order to keep their affair a secret and keep her unplanned pregnancy under wraps.
Does he admit to the adultery to his wife and risk the fact that he may be penalized by the military system? Or does he suddenly figure out a way to get rid of her? How does he get rid of Samira? How does he make her go away?
But with no physical evidence linking Zachary to the crime, investigators pin their hopes on finding Samira's missing car.
A car sometimes can be a treasure trove of evidence.
The theory is that after killing Samira, Zachary needed to dispose of her car to make it look like he never saw Samira the night she disappeared. A few days later, an anonymous tip from a local resident leads police to Samira's car, abandoned on a weed-infested roadside in the remote Pine Groves neighborhood.
When the police find Samira's car, it is found in this area that is so deserted and so isolated. Whoever left it there had no intention of ever coming to get it. There's no public transportation that runs at that time of night when she disappeared, so we were fairly confident that they took a cab or got a ride.
With that theory in mind, Detective Shannon Fortenberry obtains local taxi records from the night Samira was murdered.
I've got about 1,000 pages of taxicab records, and through several days sifted through them.
On November 5th, 2009, Detective Fortenberry gets the break she's been waiting for.
The police discover a phone call to the local cab company. That call was received at approximately 4:20 a.m., and the call came in from Zachary Littleton's cell phone. I found where Zach had called from a Waffle House just a couple of blocks from where the car had been found.
Armed with this evidence, Detective Fortenberry heads to the restaurant in hopes of obtaining further proof that Zachary Littleton had placed a call to a cab service from the restaurant.
Luckily, they have in-store video surveillance, and I was able to pull that surveillance up.
There's Zachary inside Waffle House looking right at the camera as he makes the phone call to Yellow Cab.
Not only does the surveillance footage place Zachary in the vicinity of Samira's abandoned car the night of the crime, it blows his alibi wide open.
He represented to them that he had been home by himself packing his apartment all night. And then here they find video surveillance of him at 4:20 in the morning in a Waffle House on the opposite side of town. It just certainly pinpoints him and just makes him completely caught red-handed.
On the afternoon of November 6th, while Zachary Littleton is
at
the naval base, investigators execute a search warrant on his apartment. Within minutes, detectives uncover a chilling piece of evidence.
We located an earring that was inside of Littleton's home.
Detective Thacker recognizes the earring immediately.
It had a design on it. It was a very unique earring.
When police discover Samira's body, they can only find one earring. When police find this other earring in Zachary's house, it seals the case for the police.
Finding the earring was extremely important. The earring was something that actually tied Zach to the crime itself.
In addition to the earring, detectives seize Zachary's laptop and deliver it to the crime lab, where an analysis of Zachary's browsing history reveals another disturbing piece of evidence.
There were searches on how to cause an abortion or a miscarriage.
But the abortion searches are just the tip of the iceberg.
He's now starting to look at how he can get rid of her body and not get caught.
He really damned himself just by looking up things on the internet.
The searches on the computer screams to me that this was a premeditated killing of Samira Watkins. It's shocking to see that Zachary had so little concern or value for the life of another human being. And not only another human being, but another human being that was pregnant.
November 23rd, 2009. Police arrive at the Pensacola Naval Air Station front gate. The same checkpoint where Samira Watkins first laid eyes on the man she thought she'd married. This time, the police are there to arrest Zachary Littleton for her murder.
Are you Zachary Littleton?
Yes, sir.
Just step out here, please.
You mind telling me what this is about? Sit out here, then you put your hands behind your head. You're under arrest for the murder of Samira Watkins. What? Anything you say can will be held against you in the court of law.
Man,
the arrest was made with the help of NCIS and the base commanders. The mood was disappointing, and a lot of them were still in disbelief.
Zach, he didn't really say anything. He seemed very somber.
Anyone who knew Zachary could not believe that he had done it. Zachary was doing well, and something like this just really blindsided them, and they honestly did not know what to do with it.
For Samira's family, the arrest is a bittersweet moment.
I was glad that they had got him, but they wasn't going to bring us to bed.
Samira is dead, but we've also discovered that she died at the hands of her lover, the love of her life. This is so incredibly tragic.
In Samira's case, Zachary is charged with first-degree murder. The charges are serious enough to hold Zachary without bond in county jail. Nevertheless, prosecutors worry that the case against him will not hold up in court.
No one actually saw Zachary Littleton kill Samira Watkins. No one actually saw Zachary Littleton throw Samira Watkins' body into Bayou Grande.
Nor does anybody know how a jury will respond when they learn the defendant is a military man with an otherwise spotless record.
They want confessions. They want CSI. And I went in there with a 100% circumstantial evidence case.
I was scared because he was going to get away with my cousin murder.
Little do they know that this is really just the beginning. The fireworks are just about to begin.
Nobody gets your carpet, tile, or hardwood as clean and healthy as Stanley Steamer.
That's why I call.
Call or go online for our $99 special.
Stanley Steamer, certified cleaner.
Show off your home with the new look from Ashley Home Store. Come in now and save up to 30% or enjoy 0% interest for 72 months. So much new, now on sale. Shop and save today at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Baby boomers, here's something you should know. There's a serious virus out there that 1 in 30 boomers has, yet most don't even know it. A virus that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. Hep C can hide in the body for years without symptoms. Left untreated, it can lead to liver damage, even liver cancer. The only way to know if you have Hep C is to ask your healthcare provider for the simple blood test. If you have Hep C, it can be cured. For us, it's time to get tested. It's the only way to know for sure.
Did you know Summer's Eve cleansing wash is pH balanced, which makes it perfectly formulated for a woman's V? Did you know you're using it? That was close.
I got the deal of a lifetime on Poshmark. I got these barely worn Louboutin heels, and I paid $100 for them. I would have paid over $700 for these in the store.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
You do all this research on a perfect car, then smash it into a tree. Your insurance company raises your rates. Maybe you should have done more research on them.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Switch and you could save $782 on home and auto insurance. Call 1-844-482-5534 for a free quote today. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm ready.
Every day the unstoppable, do the impossible, we the undeniable, royalty indefinable. No need the perfect day for my victory to be had. The rain is just clearing my path, we roll on.
Happy Mother's Day. It's Macy's Mother's Day sale. Take an extra 20% off the designers you love with your Macy's Carter Savings Pass. Save big on the perfect gift for the perfect mom. Now at Macy's. I love you, Mom. I love you too.
You think mobile means you're free, but you're really not. You're tied to a contract. They say sign here, and then you do, and then they've got you. But escaping is easy. In fact, it's simple. Simple Mobile. Truly unlimited high-speed data with nationwide coverage of the lightning-fast 4G LTE network. And no contracts ever. Get truly unlimited 4G LTE data for just $45 a month. Simple Mobile. Out with the old, in with the simple.
At Chuck E. Cheese's, every visit is sure to put a smile on their face. With fun games, cool prizes, and delicious pizza, baked fresh with our house-made dough. That's right, our pizzas are fresh, never frozen. Try one for yourself. Just sign up for our new More Cheese Rewards app to get a free one-topping personal pizza on your next visit. Because when your kids are happy, you're happy. Chuck E. Cheese's made you smile.
If you or a loved one developed a compulsive gambling problem while taking Abilify, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. If you or a loved one suffered significant gambling losses while taking Abilify, the manufacturer may be to blame. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. Operators are standing by. Call 800-625-5135. That's 800-625-5135.
All Samira Watkins wanted in life was unconditional love. For her, her son, and the baby she had on the way. She thought she'd finally found that love with dashing naval officer Zachary Littleton. But after Samira's body was found stuffed in a duffel bag, police discovered video and circumstantial evidence that pointed to Zachary as a killer. And prosecutors have now charged this married military man with murder.
Here we have a case of a decorated military man murdering his mistress.
On June 28, 2011, the trial gets underway. One side of the courtroom is packed with Samira's friends and family.
I'm feeling nervous. We was going to fight to the end until we find out some justice.
But Zachary Littleton also has a large group of supporters, including his beautiful wife.
Zachary's wife stayed with him the entire time at the trial. She stood behind him. She was very supportive. It's not something that you would normally expect for a wife who just found out that her husband had been cheating on him while she was gone.
Prosecutors opened their case by asserting this is a simple case of premeditated murder carried out by a desperate man.
I gave the motive. Zachary had gotten a girl pregnant. It was detrimental to his marriage, and it was detrimental to his career.
Not having that baby.
He decided to eliminate Samira and to kill her and her unborn child.
Prosecutors then paced the jury through their theory about how the crime went down. On the night of the murder, Zachary lured Samira to his home under the guise that he wanted to get back together.
Hey, babe. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I want to talk to you face to face.
She was elated when he said, "Come by my apartment tonight. Let's talk about our child. Let's see what we can work out together."
But the moment Samira entered his home, the much larger Zachary attacked her, strangling her until she was unconscious. He then duct-taped her mouth shut and stuffed her into a large duffel bag.
He carried her out to her own car, put her in the trunk, and drove straight from his apartment to the bridge that goes over the bayou.
He dumped the body, and then he abandoned her car. And then he took the taxi cab home.
To back up their version of events, the state presents Samira's missing earring that was found in Zachary's house, as well as the footage from the restaurant that put him in the vicinity of Samira's abandoned vehicle. But when it's the defense's turn, they hammer away at the lack of physical evidence, specifically the absence of DNA tying Zachary to the crime.
All the places where they took swabbings and they did not find Mr. Littleton's DNA.
As for motive, the defense concedes that Zachary is a womanizer, but that doesn't necessarily make him a killer.
If you find that he's guilty of bad judgment for having an adulterous relationship, that doesn't mean he's guilty of murder.
In their closing argument, the defense plays their trump card, Zachary Littleton's spotless military record.
It's difficult for a jury to imagine someone